Greetings, salutations. How goes it for everyone? Our small band of brothers. Out of time, out of place. Searching for our own destiny. In this overcomplicated society. Just give me a second. Let me know how the audio levels are. Yeah, I think we're good. Right. So, yeah, strange times. Definitely strange times. I've heard it said more than once that we're living in an era unlike any that has passed, in that one morning you wake up and it benefits you to be from your certain background, from your certain nationality, and in the evening you suffer because you're from a certain background, from that same background. You suffer because of your beliefs, when in the morning it benefited you. It's strange times because the man that would appear to have everything passes by the cemetery and wishes he would change places with the dead inside their graves, and the man that would appear to be in the lowest levels and qualities of life is jealous of no president or prime minister or their position or their wealth, which is what I wanted to talk about today, actually. About the corridors of power. I'll try not to make too many film references, but before we get into that, let's have a little bit of guitar. Where shall we start? There's a little riff I've been trying to get hold of. Let's see if any of you recognise it. I've only started practicing it yesterday, in fact. Let's see if any of you recognise it. Yeah, it goes like that. Let me get this wire out of the way. It's not bad. Recognise it? It's the intro from 74-75. Yeah, really nice bit of guitar playing, that. We're well aware of that piece, but seeing as we didn't make a New Year's podcast, that piece of music it's always on my mind. There's that one. Here's one from the East. See if any of you. Yo, how's it? How you going there, Messi? Welcome to my humble podcast. Here's a piece for you, brother. For all you Kung Fu fans, see if you recognise this bit. I think it goes like this. A little bit of fun there, of course. Music, art, science, they're all just human pastimes, and I wouldn't take it to the level of life and death. I know some people, maybe that's why. Yeah. Yo, Iridium. That piece I just played. It's an ancient piece of music, hundreds of years old, and they use it in Kung Fu films. Those of you that have seen Drunken Master, all types of, they use them in. I think Once Upon a Time in China is probably the most popular film in which that piece is used. But it's an old piece of music written by a man whose name I probably can't pronounce, but the translation is
at work listening.
General's orders. Yeah, welcome, Iridium. Just a light conversational piece today. I thought we could talk about power struggles. Something I know it's virtue signaling when a man. I'm well aware of it. I know I say it sometimes. It's virtue signaling when a man says that he does not want to, or he avoids positions of authority and power. And having done teaching formally for 2 years, authority is something you can't avoid. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I took teacher training. I do struggle. I find it challenging to accept positions of authority.
How are things in the UK? I just see what's on the news.
Oh, we can talk.
To the eyes on the ground.
Oh, we can talk about that if you like. Yeah, there's been a few agent provocateurs. There's been some race riots. Rotherham.
Lazarus can't see Kush.
Okay. Okay, I see. Yeah, there's all types of shenanigans going on with YouTube. The algorithms are so complex now. You can be on the same live stream and one channel can be hidden from the other. I've been censored
Hello, brilliant minds, Lazarus.
I've been censored for all types. I was censored on TikTok for saying hi everyone. Yeah, they blocked me for saying hi everyone. What silliness is that? It turns out TikTok is more censored now than YouTube. I'm posting stuff on TikTok that's getting taken down and allowed on YouTube. So, but anyway, censorship has always been.
As well.
Censorship has always been something we've had to contend with on our channels. But yeah, so I think. Oh yeah, I was talking about taking up positions of authority. As a teacher, as someone who conducts a classroom, as someone who's charged with disseminating knowledge and information, as someone who's in charge of a group of people.
New game.
Oh yeah, this game.
Glad you're settled at the marina.
Ah, so you've been speaking to Messi, or has Messi been posting on a place I'm not sure of? Seems like he knows where you are, Messi. But yeah, I think society has suffered. To cut to the chase, I think society has seriously suffered because good men have not taken positions of authority and power. I think good men have passed up.
I posted a few pics.
I've on your Lazarus channel. I've not got the alerts for that. I need to take a look. I did like the pictures of the otter, by the way. I had no idea UK had otters. Or did I? Maybe they're so rare that I've just forgotten about it. I do remember as a kid, I read a kiddie's book about British sea otters. But yeah, society, I think the world in general has suffered because good men have refused their positions of power and positions of authority. But I think a wise man avoids positions and avoids power for good reason. I think a man that is genuinely virtuous realizes
This is
that.
Iridium Kash again. Man out of time. For some reason, Lazarus and I can't see each other with our main channels.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you two can see what you're writing now. But yeah, a man of virtue understands. A wise man understands that when he's in a position of power, he's in a position of temptation. Meaning,
Otters, seals, dolphins and even killer whales off the coast of Ireland. Oh, and a few basking sharks down south.
Basking sharks there. I would like to see that. I used to visit the aquarium every month actually. When I had my kids, I used to take them to Hull Aquarium. Every month or every other month. They offered a yearly pass for the same price as a single ticket. So yeah, I do like to see the sea life. There's something about that world, that mysterious world. But yeah, so as I always say, virtuous men do not seek positions of power because they realise they're in risk, that danger of corruption. And I was thinking perhaps a lot of men that are in positions of power testament to this. Perhaps they weren't always corrupt. Perhaps the people we see as our corrupt leaders weren't always. Obviously, they weren't always corrupt. Obviously, as a baby, you never think a baby as corrupt. But I was thinking about, and I've got to be careful what I say here. I mean, how many channels are getting taken down because of this very conversation? But a certain agent, a certain spy who was discovered a few years ago and was in a New York prison waiting trial for corruption, for child sex trafficking and all other crimes of corruption, who appeared to have died under mysterious circumstances and whose clients consisted of very high level of UK and American government. Specifically one of a prince who had a very compromising evidence of corruption, which was used to blackmail him. At this point, it should be obvious, and there should be no doubt in any, how would you say, any common thinking individual in the West to realise that all our leaders are compromised.
Work, lurk, disguised face.
Yo, SFM. All our leaders are compromised in that there's dirt, there's bribery, there's blackmail afoot. And if you don't realise that at this point, I just think there's no point talking to you, really. If the fact that they've actually caught one of the
We've all been
blackmailers.
censored and had our channels throttled down. As long as we reach a few men with a positive message. Hello SFN.
Yeah, I think, and it's one of the reasons why I think it is the only reason why I'm still uh, broadcasting live, because we just don't have positive masculine peers. We just don't have good male role models. I know it's something we always say, but it's a real serious problem. I mean, yeah, we can go away on
SFN
our
please grow.
we can go away and play our games and engage in our hobbies, but in the end, we need some level of peer-to-peer contact, and I would say
Peace brothers.
most businesses and most corporations understand this. Uh, Distance learning, as we say in education, is fantastic, but the most valued qualifications are those done when there's a classroom of peers, when there's peer-to-peer learning. And I would also, seeing as we're actually broadcasting from a game here, game developers realise this. They realise that people would much rather play against a human opponent than there's a place for single player games, but basically people would much rather celebrate a victory over another human than a victory over an AI, because we find that a human engagement has something, and you all, I think you all know what I'm about to say. Human engagement has a certain level of quality to it that you can't get from, for example, reading a book, watching a film, um, playing against the computer controlled character. Human engagement has a level of,
This is a very challenging environment for masculine men to survive. The ability to adapt and not compromise yourself is challenging.
yeah, and I think
I
it's
wouldn't mind beating my PC at chess for that.
oh, I scored a win on my level 6 chess opponent, by the way. I was very pleased with that. It only took me about 2 months. Paced myself, made sure I wasn't cheating, by taking any moves back, but absolutely brutal. I don't know how they've. I've been playing against the computer in chess
Same
for,
here,
for
our grinning,
decades.
squinting face.
But yeah, it's one of the reasons I think we find our videos so necessary. I think we do help each other, possibly in more ways than just sharing information and just checking up on how we're doing. But there's always a point of view and perspective that one of us has that the others haven't caught. That's not me. Uh, um,
1050 max.
I don't know what that is. What's 1050 max? Is that the graphics card? But yeah. Oh, my score. Oh, on chess. Oh, what did you? But anyway, so many men have failed their corruption
My score.
challenge. Oh, your chess score. Oh, that's pretty good. That I don't think I'm at 10,050. That's pretty good. What are you? So are you playing level 6 on your micro against your Microsoft chess? I think chess is a free game on most Windows, but yeah, they've really tuned up the AI really well. But yeah, um, one of the reasons.
Adaptation is the real issue with most men. Anyone can point a finger at all the problems we see, but what are they doing about it?
Yeah, and I think that's where we excel, brother. I think most of our conversations are about dealing with the problems, about solutions. We're talking about how we're going to deal with it. Can we take it on, or do we avoid it? Is it something we're going to have to take on the chin, or is it something that we can get some help with? Um, we, as I was saying at the beginning, we're in circumstances and having challenges that I don't think most men within a society have had to deal with. We do have some quite unique problems. Um, so
Peace cooking.
learning how to deal with them, I think
Yeah,
it's one
a
of
lot
our
of
main.
men complain about their situation but do nothing about it. They want to get online in a group and have a pity party.
I know.
Hello cooking.
I think that's the death of a man, really, when he starts to feel sorry for himself. I think once you resign to the pity party, I think that's the death of you, really. Um, I know it can be a bit condescending, can be a bit harsh, but you really got to stand on your own feet and start taking on your problems. Once you start feeling sorry for yourself, you sort of get into this cycle of well, it's not my fault, there's nothing I can do, uh, and then you start to blame people that really have got nothing to do with it.
100 points man out of time. They just bring each other down.
You was asking about the situation in the UK, and really, again, you're going to have to decipher what I'm about to say. When the Marines came back from Iraq, when the American Marines came back from Iraq, um, which they shouldn't have gone in. It's not something I think I need to talk to you at length, but they shouldn't have gone
You
in
have to
there.
embrace the pain of change. Both being physically and psychologically uncomfortable.
A lot of the Marines that returned from the invasion of Iraq came back with some serious problems mentally. That is, I'm not talking about those that came back with physical problems. They came back with mental problems, and they got jobs in law enforcement. There was a huge spike in the police brutality from the oncoming years. Yeah, I know. Some of it was due to the fact that we had better technology in capturing police brutality, but there's a certain situation going on in another part of the world, and some of the combatants have flown back to the
Been so
UK.
tired all the time. Sleep is terrible.
Sleep. That is something I think we can help with, dealing with sleep. That's something we'll talk about another time, maybe at the end of this. But certain combatants have come back from the UK with dual citizenship, and it was in their interest to uh, drive up a storm. Yesterday and the day before, there's been some, how would you say, some rioting.
Definitely SFN. Pain should be a positive process leading to psychological growth.
There's been some
Some suffering is
uh,
necessary.
there's been some rioting. There's been some violence, and they've used again uh, this old adage.
That's why I asked. I won't get this from the MSN.
This old adage of blaming the defenseless, and that's exactly what happened over the weekend. People that are struggling, people that are easy targets were, their businesses were destroyed. They were attacked in the name of addressing society's problems. But it's not new. This goes back to way back, as far as writing was invented. People, the devil, taught Adam to blame something that that would not have addressed his problems. Um, the current administration benefits from us fighting each other, rather than demanding those people that have wealth, that have power, uh, sort out this situation of injustice, imbalance of um, of wealth and of quality of life. We sort of blame those, or the idiots decide to blame those that really have no way of change, or no responsibility of changing our problems. It's always been like that, but that's what happened over the weekend. Thankfully, it was a very small group in terms of gang and rioting. I think there was something between 200 and 300 people in Rotherham. In Northern Ireland as well. I know it sparked over there, but it uh, it descended from a certain group that came back from a certain conflict, who requires Britain to jump on their side in the conflict that's going on. And I'm sure you'll understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so
Warning, gentlemen.
oh, reviving real news. Not seen you for a while. Not seen you for a while. I hope things are good with you, but on a more on a more personal level.
Warning, sunrise over mountains.
On a more personal level, uh, and you've probably heard me say this before, and it's not just me virtual signaling as well, but on a more personal level.
Got new house.
Oh, nice one.
RRMPs, bro.
Got a new house there. You bought a new house, or you moved into a new house?
Warning, Duff.
Yeah, on social media as well. When you get to a certain level, when your hundreds turn into thousands,
Lazarus warning.
there's a certain risk and danger of becoming corrupted as well. You start to see your comments, you start to see validation, public validation. People start praising you, which has an old tradition of chivalry.
Congratulations. Make sure to let us know the power requirements of the auto turrets.
As the old tenets of chivalry, being overpraised is just as harmful as being verbally abused.
I am taking over a property from a gentleman who had cancer. His daughter worked out a deal with me last month.
Oh, got a bargain, eh? There's nothing like an opportunity to turn your fortunes around. But yeah, even on social media, you're prone to corruption as well. And we've seen it, we've seen guys that... Oh, I can't believe how hot it is in here. We have seen guys that talk the talk, were with us at the beginning, and then once they started to get some popularity on YouTube, they started to sell out. They started to...
RRN, you really turned your life around.
Yeah, good on Reviving Real News. One of the few that I think decided to take on good advice and take control of his own destiny. So it's always nice to see guys do well. Always nice to see guys avoid that.
Just using my own hands and physical labor is saving me thousands of dollars off the top of the initial deposit, so I should have full title.
Yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, guys that were with us at the beginning, how quickly they sold out when it came to female attention as well. First of all, I'm not knocking you. If you're married, if you've got a girlfriend, good on you. believe me, I'm happy for you. I don't want you to split up. I don't want any strife in any couple's lives. I think it's fantastic. You know, you go ahead. But when you're on here and you're talking about male sovereignty, you're talking about um, not being a
Thank you,
simp.
Lazarus. Boots on the ground. No faking or anything, just grinding and doing the actual work.
Just give me a sec.
I put a landlord in prison in May of 2024.
Yeah, I think I was in May. Joe, really? How did you manage to put a landlord in prison?
Good for you, RRN.
Yeah, keep him busy. Telling you, having having your
always moving forward.
Having your own set of skills, having knowledge, is worth $1 million. Worth $1 million. You can.
Interesting. RRN. I've been exposing a corrupt slumlord as well. I am doing everything I can to literally and physically help men in the real world, not social media.
Well, yeah, that's brilliant. You walk the walk as well as talk the talk. So, yeah, we only talk online because we want to implement the things we talk about in real life.
Defend themselves.
Absolutely. Let's give the guys around here the encouragement they need to start making the positive changes they want to see in their lives. So there's always that danger. Going back to what I was saying, there's always that danger of selling out, of being enticed by the how would you say, the shackles of this world.
Agree, RRN. Too many men do not know their rights, and is why they get run through the court system the way they do. Face with monocle. Darth, reach out to me anytime you want to talk, or ask questions. I'm well versed in the law.
Yeah. So, anyway, I made it through my 2 years. Very little. Made it through my 2 years of teaching. Very little incident. I think the main focus of my 2 years.
I may take you up on that.
I think the main focus of my 2 years was the fact that I got the opportunity to coach a class of young men, and hopefully I can take away my training and use it in my next job opportunity. So here's looking to the future, gentlemen. But yes, the positive note is I don't think there is an exception. I think everyone in our circles has either taken on board.
At the Hyatt on August the 30th in the city I live in for a graduation ceremony. I am gonna put the feminist agenda and diesel.
Okay, gonna put the feminist agenda and these ladies in their place. Oh yeah, the PlayStation will only read out a certain level. So, good luck to you, Reviving Real News, on your public graduation ceremony speech. Let us know how that goes. Yeah, so definitely. I will finish by saying, don't rest on your laurels, guys. Wherever you are now, keep rising up.
Got to run shortly. I have appointment shortly, gentlemen.
Keep going. keep improving. For some of you, it's small steps, but for others, you've either taken a huge leap.
You are a strong speaker, RRN.
You're taking a huge leap, or you're about to take a huge leap. But don't stop uh, moving up. And as Rudyard Kipling would say, when e- even when you've been knocked down, start over again, and just keep on
I
building.
beg men to please take their health and hygiene seriously.
Mm. What is it now? I think it's 20. Well, my clock says it's 22 Celsius in the UK. It is. It does seem abnormally hot, but maybe because I've just come back from a walk.
It's the main reason men are stereotyped and refused service and access to health.
Right. So, in conclusion, I would say do be aware of the risk of corruption. There's
Thank you,
always
Lazarus. I appreciate it. RRN, health is wealth.
uh, there's always that danger that the things you've worked for can be corrupted, cast aside because of
28C here, hot this week and the last.
moments of weakness.
I felt I have a certain type of confidence the last 3 years I know.
Yeah, confidence, willpower, the drive to take you to your goals, to where you want to be. I call it spirit. Trying to find that willpower, trying to find the ambition.
RRN, ever since I self-actualized, I feel the same way. Nothing can stop me. Absolutely it is. Men have lost the goal and chased Jezebel and drugs.
Yeah, chasing that short term, hit, that short term fix. I would also add that it's also linked to feeling sorry for yourself. It's like when you don't have long-term goals or a positive a positive
RRN, $2 on the brain, as dangerous as any hardcore drug.
it is linked to feeling sorry for yourself because when you don't have ambition, when you don't have long-term goals, you resign to just having that dopamine hit. You find or you fall into habits where you just settle for
That is
feeling
wonderful
good
to hear, and I am living
today.
proof it is what starts the actual change. Short-term hits are a poor substitute for true happiness.
Yeah, I think there is a lack of ambition from men these days, and it is linked to feeling sorry for yourself. It's like saying, "Well, I can't do anything about it. Let me just
Absolutely
eat,
isn't.
drink,
It has
be
been put
happy."
on a level never seen before.
But that danger it never goes though. That's always with you. It's what I wanted to say today. It's like you
When you have
always.
little to lose, there is no lack of spirit. It is when you are fearful of losing your attachments that your spirit is easily S.
So it's when you're fearful of
Absolutely,
losing your
Lazarus, and
attachments
too many
that your
fake
spirit is
progress
easily
and
swayed.
achievements.
Yeah. That is a point I wanted to pick up actually, what SFM said. Because we're all trying to get somewhere. We all want to have success. You want to have a positive goal where it improves you on all levels. So
I wish some men would realize that food can either be a medicine or a poison.
that's right. Too much of anything It is, again, it is a thing
Chasing
we
instant
need to be aware of.
gratification is the devil's tools.
It is something that we have to realize that when we do reach our goals, you need to set another goal. You need to keep uh, chasing something that's gonna be positive, that's gonna have a long term and short term positive effect on you. But when you do have success, you've got to be aware that
Absolutely, it
there
is
is that
Lazarus,
danger
and the
of
single mother epidemic has made obesity glorified.
there is that danger of being afraid of losing what you've got. It's something that's going to be very difficult to tackle.
Yes, you have to keep having a purpose by setting new goals.
If your goal was something materialistic, or you wanted to
We
get a
need to eat stew
promotion,
wisely and
or
in small portions, properly.
there was a job position you wanted to get, and you got those materialistic things, there is that danger of you become fearful of losing that. You get afraid of losing your job. You get afraid of losing that expensive car.
Always have mid-term and long-term goals.
Yeah, uh, and that's something we have to be aware of. Um, the fact that you've now become attached to this certain position, to this certain wealth, uh, can be an avenue uh, to of corruption. You can start to abandon your principles because you don't want to
Cleanliness
lose
and
that
discipline and
materialism.
faith and health go hand in hand.
Yeah. Health in inside and out. It's something that I don't think anyone can teach you what to do. I think it's something each individual man has to address himself. Um, and I would say most men, this is where they fail. I think most men uh, they get that they get to a certain level, they rise to a certain position, and then they abandon uh, all their good traits, all their
Mental, physical, and spiritual. If one is in poor health, the other two suffer.
yeah. Well, we've always said that around here. One part of your health is linked to the other part. Your mental, physical, and spiritual health are all linked. Um, in fact, I think it's recognised amongst mainstream medicine. I think what's not recognised is the spiritual and the mental conditions with which are required to have a healthy balance.
Nobody around me will even get out of bed before 6 a.m. and always be hating on me for my progress and discipline. What I have done the last 60.
Yeah, don't abandon these traits that you've picked up.
Having meaning and purpose is very important, but feeling alive is vital. We were given this life to live.
Yeah, again, it's something that I think uh, picking up on what Lazarus is saying, it's something I think not many uh, lifestyle or coaching life coach. It's something
I
that's not
went a
talked
year
about at
without
all.
anything on purpose. Now I have been buying things I have never had the opportunity to own.
Having these lofty goals, wanting a a better
RRM.
job,
Yeah.
wanting to be
People hate
wealthier
on me for my successes as well.
is fantastic. But in the end, life is for living.
God helps those who help themselves, fellas.
Life is for living. You've got to learn how to also enjoy your life as well. I know that seems to contradict. Some might argue, well, that contradicts you saying, well, why are you telling people not to chase the short-term hit? What we're saying is, don't make that short-term hit the goal. Um, do things that make you happy. Celebrate something I said in my past live stream. Celebrate the moment. Uh, Recognize your achievements, but don't make be that hit. Don't make that adrenaline rush the goal. Make it part of the journey. I think is probably the best way to put it. Um, but yes, going back to what I think somebody asked about sleeping, I think one of the main problems after you've exercised, after you've gotten all your
These comments have always formed the true essence of the NGTOW philosophy. I reward my accomplishments, but can't relish in them. Have to move on to the next goal.
Yes, well said, Darth. I think Darth asked about sleep deprivation. Most of the time, people suffer from sleep deprivation because they've got too much on their mind. When it's time for you to sleep, all you can do is think about your problems. All you can do is worry about what you should be doing.
I'm in the 20s, but I am 41 how the 28-year-old men around me look 54 and mope all the time. Men have completely lost their breath.
I know. Society is turning into zombies. Mind you, saying that, these past couple of days, people I've been meeting have been really positive. When I get a smile from someone I'm just walking past, that makes my day anyway. So yes, I hope I've not been too convoluted. I always like to see a good crowd here, so if we can get a good conversation going in the chat room, that's just as good as any monologue I wanted to come up with. But yeah, it's good to see guys that are doing well.
Same here, RRN. I just turned 51 and I'm in the best health of my life. I quit drinking 4 years ago and have broken the glass ceiling. Shit, I almost had a stroke purchasing a home theater because I never spend money or buy anything. I had to be talked into do this.
Yeah. So
I sat on money and totally forgot about it basically until May of 2025.
So there you go, guys. Keep on pushing on. Do celebrate your achievements.
There is a lot of garbage in the foods. Social media is designed to be a drug to the average person. People don't sleep as they should or X. Asterisk sick men of the West asterisk.
Oh wow, YouTube blocked SFM's comment there. SFM said there's a lot of poison in the food. Yeah, you gotta be super careful what you eat. Processed. I heard there's this additive that, surprise, surprise, that guy from Microsoft, his company's putting on all the produce in the US. I think it's called, I can't remember. There's this additive they're putting on all the fruits and vegetables, and it's supposed to preserve them.
Food on purpose. So you get sick, then have to have a Barmer insurance and go on petro pills.
Yes, I try to avoid supermarkets now. I think it's so bad. I think buying food is so bad. Drinking water is really difficult. I assume you all have a water purifier. If you don't live by a mountain spring, if you live in the city, I know. I never thought I'd say this. If you're not buying natural bottled water, then you need to purify your tap water. Get a water purifier. don't be afraid to splash out on it. I do avoid all supermarkets now. Um, I try and go for the local butchers, the local greengrocers, but there is something in the food, there's something in the air, and there's something in the water as well. Um, I would uh, I would take measures to address what I eat. Um, Air quality is difficult, really. I think it's one of the reasons we're all trying to get out to the suburbs or the urban areas. But for water, yes, unless you're living by a mountain spring, I would get a water purifier. Water distillers are very cheap now. You can distill your water. As for the food, I think good food is still available, but I get it from people that care about that kind of thing. I don't know what the companies are called in the US, but I know in the UK you do
I
get.
only drink purified water. I only eat meat and veggies. I avoid soft plastic containers, if that helps. Exercise regularly, sleep well enough.
Yeah, so after you've done all that, after you've taken care of your health, after you've exercised and eaten well, um, and you're not sleeping properly, it's normally because you're too worried about things. Uh, just before you need to go to sleep, you need to just let go. It can be quite a spiritual
It's not as
task.
complicated as they make it seem. There are things you have to let go of to live a certain type of life. Life is about trade-offs.
Yes. So, Darth, before you go to sleep, you just have to let go. You have to say, I've done everything I can for today. So I've got nothing else to worry about. Normally, that train of thought is enough for you to send you off to sleep. Yeah, quite often lack of sleep is due to stress. Normally, stress is due to worries about your future. Um, but yeah, it is right to be concerned about your future. But when you need to sleep, if you don't sleep, that can be
SFN, if you take away a
detrimental.
lot of the frivolous BS, life is very simple in fact.
Yeah, and in the end, I I think what Spetsnaz would probably have wanted to say is, after you've done everything you can, uh, the outcome uh, yeah, is not yours to blame. After you've done, spent, invested, tasked, researched all you can, and it still goes to shit, it's not your fault. But if things went well, then time to celebrate. So, yes, take comfort in that, gentlemen. Take comfort in that. Drink lots of water, by the way, guys. If it is hot, for some reason, I know it's cliche now. For some reason, drinking lots of water when it's hot is very good for you. So, so I think we'll leave it at that. But thanks for joining me today. Um, I hope I've been able to spur you on in your goals. I hope the energy the guys have shared in the chat room has further encouraged you.
You lose more water and calories when it is hot.
It is crazy how much water you lose when it's just a few degrees above room temperature. It is very, and the testament to that is, when it's cold, you go in for a piss all the time. So all that piss, when it's hot, where is it going? If you're only going to the toilet when it's cold, where does it go when it's 22 degrees, 25 degrees? So, Anyway, stay safe out there, guys. Don't give in to corruption. Hold on to your principles. Keep building.
Life is meant to be lives. Masculinity isn't something to be defined by anyone else but you. Find yourself and live.
Thank you for that ending, SFM. I hope to see you all again soon. Sorry for this short streaming, but it seems when it's more than it seems like when it's more than an hour, people, they just tune out.
SFN 100 points.
It's well known anyway that the human mind only has a certain amount of attention span. But I think with these podcasts, they're well worth listening to over and over again. Yeah, thank you for joining us, everyone.
Thanks
in the chat.
Everyone. It is pleasure having a true NGTOW discussion.
I know, we just don't have it anymore. We just don't have these discussions anymore. That is a bit tragic. I think I do lament.
Stay safe and stay free, men. Folded hands.
Do lament over that. Okay, guys, join me again next time. Hopefully, I'll have something a bit more of a meaty, a bit more of cerebral to bring to you. But until then, take care. Peace.